The hot topic right now is Convergence, and as well, it should be.
With the impending rotation, we take a look at what has not changed with the upcoming set.
On this episode, we will be discussing the cards that are getting reprinted and the design choices behind doing so.
This is episode 122, Echoes of the Past.
You have been well trained.
No. You don't have to carry a sword to be powerful.
I won't fail you.
Oh, do not.
I'm not afraid.
Please don't try.
I don't know how about you guys, but I have a box of Across the Galaxy to open up, and I'm very excited about this.
Nice.
And I only say that because of babies, I have not done a whole lot of Across the Galaxy, to be honest. So I'm excited to kind of ramp that up as we get ready for the next set. But hey, better late than never.
Still got to get those cards.
Yeah, got it. Yes. Well, we were discussing that, right? With not being super competitive players, maybe actually waiting for them to reduce in cost or wait for those singles to drop in price to fill out our play sets instead of being so aggressive like we used to be with the 2 cases that we'd open up.
Yeah.
That was probably too much. That's probably why we're in financial trouble.
Probably. It's all the destiny.
It's like it's 2019's version of baseball cards,
Yes.
And then the bottom falls out of the market.
Right? Oh my goodness. Kim.
I got our next trip planned, you guys.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
So, lightsaber dueling is now an official sport, but we have to go to France.
It'll be in the Olympics soon enough.
Right.
If Lucas has anything to do with it.
So it is France's fencing federation is recognizing it as a competitive sport. However, so it's a fencing judge that watches you. So you get points for hitting the head or the body. What is that? What did it say? 5 points for that. Hit a leg or an arm, you get 3 points. Hitting a hand is 1 point. But unlike fencing, so you know how that's just like they just go ting 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 ting. That's not, So with lightsaber,
how was that again?
Ting, 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 ting.
Okay, thank you.
With the lightsaber battles, for the point to count, you have to put the lightsaber back over your head and then come down for another blow, so that everybody
so
gets
instead of it being a light
thematic.
Tap,
yeah, you can't go tappy 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 and
you got to decapitate them. Is there higher points for decapitation?
No, I mean these aren't real lightsabers.
My goodness, I love it.
So I saw this and I was like, this is amazing. This is where we should go next as our next group trip.
I think we should. Forget streaming Destiny. Let's stream lightsaber duels in France.
If I'm going to France, I'm going
pretty awesome.
to Disneyland. That's where I'm going.
Well, we can stop there too. That was part of the plan.
With all, we're gonna do that with the 1 bit that Cat Daddy gave us.
Yep, we're going straight to France.
I like it. Yeah, I'm trying to see if you have to buy, I don't know, we have what can be considered dueling lightsabers that we got from, I want to say Ultra Saber. I think that's who we got them from. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if what they sell would qualify, although they have different blade levels and crazy stuff like that.
Sounds like Frisbee golf.
But it's really cool. I should have given you the link so you could pull it up.
Sorry.
But if you guys want to see,
get it right.
Yeah, if you want to see videos and pictures, you can Google. It's on Mashable.com is where I found the article, but you can Google lightsaber dueling official sport, and it'll probably come up.
I think anybody who's ever searched Star Wars at some point in their life saw it on their Facebook feed this week, probably.
Probably, yeah.
What about you, Mike? Anything exciting?
Well, it's like a week late, but my art finally came in from Disney.
Oh, did it come night? Oh yeah, he bought this while he was there, and it got it signed by the dude.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, so I got
some propaganda.
One.
That's so the one. My one regret is that we did not buy a piece of art when we were down at Disney.
Well, the artist was there, so I had to buy him.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's propaganda art. Who was the artist?
Brian Miller.
Brian Miller, yeah. So it's the First Order and the Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Looks like recruitment posters. Pretty cool.
He did a little message for me. It says, to Mike, get the Rebel Scum on the Boba Fett one.
Nice.
And then on this one it says, Crush the resistance.
That's pretty awesome. Those are cool. Yeah. Is that was that the same booth, Jason, or was that a different booth that had Star Wars art?
It was that booth, but this time the artist was there.
Oh, cool.
For this stuff, yeah. They had some newer stuff too. Like we walked by, I was like, why wasn't that there when I was spending money? But
I guess maybe it's better off that I don't know.
They're only 250 run or something like that, so maybe that's why.
Nice. Very cool.
There was some cool Falcon, but I haven't, so I had to limit. I should have just bought it because I didn't find anything cooler before we left.
Nice. All right. Well, let's get on with what we're actually here for, and for those who are watching, some Star Wars Destiny.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the news.
Let me take that back, huh? You'll find what you need.
Kim, we neglected you typed something in the script. We neglected to mention it, but it had our friends over the pond have been, the sky is falling with the Convergence release dates.
There's an awful, I don't know. I don't think it's really been confirmed. There's just, I'm seeing the rumors that it won't be available till April. There were some screenshots shared on the Your Destiny, I think it was the Your Destiny Discord channel. And it's showing, and I think it's from a retail site is what it looks like. And it looks like it's showing April.
I mean,
so that's
everybody's
over
been complaining
there.
about it all day. No, here too. They're saying it's here too, maybe not till April. But whatever.
I mean, the question is their website not up to date, or have they changed things? I'm shocked because the current
I really thought
the current PR trend, as they always do, is like as many spoilers as we've seen. Like we're talking within the next 2 weeks. I was thinking like this Thursday, honestly, 28th would be a great day, or February 29th or 30th. Those are good days too.
That's when it's free entry to Disney World.
I thought we closed on those days. Whatever. I can't keep up. So who knows? I mean, we'll wait for them to say something. I thought they said Q1, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, because that would not be Q1. Yeah,
and we know Allies of Necessity. They confirmed in the stream that Allies of Necessity will be after Convergence, so that will most likely be April. But I'd hate to see Convergence wait that long with as much as we know about it, because what's going to happen to the game over the next month? Like, there's nothing driving the further development of the current set.
Mm-hmm.
Unless everybody who's really competitive is going to take all the proxies on TTS and start building those decks and start releasing articles about them for those content creators, and then everyone else is like just going to sit around and wait for new cards and go play Transformers or something. Whatever the hotness is right now.
I'll be playing the proxies on TTS for sure.
They were awfully busy after last week.
Man. I mean, thanks to FFG for the streams though, honestly, because that's the first time they've done something like that for Destiny, and they did it fairly well, I thought. I mean, getting some great questions out of the designers, having the card display thing, and like even they were very conscious, like, oh, we got to make sure all the content creators can screenshot this thing. Like they were joking about all of us screenshotting it because that's what we were doing.
That's what it was for.
So, I mean, that's progress that they're actually acknowledging us.
I totally agree. Yep, so, I agree.
So awesome stuff, but I think the latest hotness, of course, discard to reroll. After all the spoiler stuff happened on the stream, we thought, gee, there weren't going to be any more spoilers from content creators, and here we are, discard to reroll, sitting on these or they got them late. Maz Kanata, number 2.
Guess who's back?
Guess who's back? I know Mike's favorite thing to do is talk about hero characters. So we're
that's all we talk about these days. Jeez.
Maz, a yellow hero scoundrel character, 10 health. She has 2 range, 2 indirect, a focus, a shield, resource, and a blank. So a much more aggressive Maz than we saw before. This is the Last Jedi Maz. That's
she's a canny negotiator. Don't forget that.
Dealing with a union dispute or something. She has a power action, which is really intriguing. An opponent chooses and does one of the following, and you choose and do 2 others. And you get 4 options: to deal 1 indirect damage to a player, turn an opponent's die to any side, reroll any number of your dice, and draw a card. So
the 2 you do cannot be the 1 your opponent does, is how I'm reading that.
That is correct. So it's another one of those cards that's like, you have to pick something, and you either pick what's best for you or what you think would be what I desire the most to have.
Yeah, and the opponent gets to choose first, so they could totally screw up your whole plan.
I mean, none of these is too... I mean, the one indirect damage is like, meh.
Turn an opponent's die. You better not have much out there that you care about.
Yeah.
Or you're giving them free mitigation. I guess then you wouldn't... I mean, you probably wouldn't want to use the power action at that point.
Well, they could turn one of your die to each side, and then you can just re-roll all your dice if you'd like to.
Yeah, that's true.
Drawing a card's good. So it's an interesting thing. For 10-13,
It's not bad.
Is she going to replace Yoda? No, but...
Her die sides are pretty nice. 2 range,
Her
2
dies
indirect,
yep.
focus, shield, and then a resource. I do like her
Yeah.
die sides.
Yeah, 10 for single, 13 for doubles, pretty nice. I would think that would let her slide into a character pairing fairly easily.
Right.
I feel like it probably should have been 1 direct damage to a character of your choice. But other than that, it's a decent card.
And this goes continuing on the idea that this set is bringing more interplay between the two opponents, right? With the downgrades, and now you've got these cards where it's like, well, your opponent has to do something, and then you get to do something, and it adds a whole new layer of complexity to, especially competitive play. But even the casual plays can be a lot more fun this way.
This will be good in draft, that's for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And then she's got an accompanying upgrade, 2 resource hero upgrade ability, Moxie. 1 focus, 1 shield, 1 resource, 2 special sides, and a blank. And the special is use a special ability or a power action on attached character, even if it was used this round. So kind of a lot of people are comparing this to Cunning, which is rotating out unless it gets reprinted. But it's kind of cunning, but kind of not, because you can only deal with your current character. It's hero only, so you're not going to see this on Snoke unless villains get some sort of way to bring in a hero card in their deck. I don't know. I'm glad it doesn't have a play restriction.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any power actions I'd like to reuse. I think that's the most interesting aspect of that special.
We've looked at so many cards recently that they're all kind of a blur to me.
Yeah, and I'm thinking mostly in the legacies block. Is there anything that's like, that seems wrong?
Yeah,
I don't know about on the hero
sitting down
side.
taking a look at.
Yeah,
It all seems wrong on the hero side, right, Mike?
Everything's wrong.
Everything's wrong in heroes.
We'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
you could use it as another Yoda special if you throw on Yoda. I'm glad it's just character and not like character or upgrade. So it's not as powerful as Cunning, and I think that's the whole point. Cunning is kind of crazy when you get into that special game. So cool. I like them.
Right.
I'm a fan.
Me too.
But
Yeah,
these are the latest spoilers that we saw. I know. I think we skipped talking about some from Golden Dice, I believe. We talked a little bit in last week's pre-show before we went live. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, the Yoda, the Force Ghost Yoda. But anyway, so here we go.
Mike, you're right. It's been a lot of hero stuff.
Yeah. A lot.
Like
of
over the
heroes.
a lot
They're
of
keeping
like,
all
did
the
they
good
print any
villain
villain
stuff
cards at all?
For secrets.
Well, there's not
Good.
much left. There's still a few things that we don't know, but there's not much left.
I think there was a big a big villain wave with the FFG articles initially, right? With bounty hunters,
Yeah.
with Palpatine, Phasma, and the Trooper. Like, so we saw. I think it was just the release was not even in that respect. But I'm sure there's still some villain character for you, Mike, that's coming. It's going to be awesome.
Hope so. I'm sure there will be.
Right, for sure. So that kind of wraps up for the news. Unless you guys have anything else, we'll jump into our discussion.
I haven't seen any other goodies.
No new news. Let's jump into the topic.
You know, Mike, I just can't seem to get the cards I need in the booster packs I bought. I'm still missing a Mother Talzin, a Darth Maul, and I need some more battle droids. That 5-wide droid deck isn't going to build itself, and I have all these extra Yodas.
Seriously, Kim, I told you, check out Armada Games. You can buy and sell Destiny cards on their website, shoparmada.com. It's just a few simple clicks and bam, you are done. I used it just the other day, And now I got count 'em, 2 Maul Sabers heading my way.
Hey, what are you guys talking about? We're in the middle of a break here.
Jason, you know how you've got all those extra cards from all those booster boxes you open? Mike says you can sell them online super easy.
No way, seriously? How? I've got to make room before this next set comes out.
Jason, whether you're new to the game or a seasoned vet, Armada Games has just what you're looking for. You can buy and sell your Destiny singles all from the comfort of your living room. Pre-order the latest sets of boosters and find the droids you are looking for. You can also check out their selection of Destiny accessories. And you'll get free shipping on orders over $75. For an even better deal, be sure to use the coupon code TheChanceCube and receive 5% off your Destiny purchase. Visit their website at shoparmada.com. Armada Games. Get in here and game.
But you know what I always say. Speak softly and drive a big tank.
So, Convergence did something I actually wasn't expecting. A lot of people were expecting reprints. I was not. I don't know why I wasn't expecting reprints. But with the rotation, there's obviously some cards that FFG and the designers were really hoping are going to stay in the game, whether they feel like they're staples from a competitive standpoint or staples from a casual standpoint. It's pretty interesting, the list that they have chosen to reprint that we know of so far in Convergence. So we'd kind of like to go through them. And so if you're watching this live or if you're watching this on YouTube, we'll have the side-by-side art of the old card and the screen grab that we've gotten so far of the new one. So we can talk a little bit about the art as well, because I think that's just as relevant with what they did, because this is the first time they reprinted with new art, which I think is also very fascinating.
Yeah.
If anybody's seen a reprint list, there are some that we're not going to talk about, probably because those reprints happen in the 2-player box. They're still going to be valid past rotation because the 2-player set is part of the Legacies block. So don't be surprised if we don't talk about Parry or Evade or Logistics, because those cards are part of this group. So anyway, so first up, we're going in reverse order. Empire at War. There's 2 cards so far we know of that are being reprinted from the set, and the first one is Tech Team. The Reds support neutral. Before you play a support, you may exhaust this support to decrease its cost by 1. This is the crux of any mass vehicle deck. Those were really popular when Legacies dropped. I know that's what I took to Kubla Khan GQ. And I really enjoyed playing a tech team with Rally Aid, and Rally Aid's Legacies, I believe, so that stays in rotation as well. So that combination, if you want that mass vehicle swarm, which we don't see a lot of right now, but they're going to retain this card in the meta. And remember, it's not just vehicles; it's any support.
Droids.
So,
you're getting droids out for 1 or less, and I think we're going to see maybe a push with Afra or some sort of droid Afra deck. So I definitely see a tech team playing into that. I really like this card. I've always liked this card playing vehicles. So I would look forward to seeing the reprint. I don't know about the art though. I kind of like the original art more than the new art.
This is the only time I'm going to say that, I think.
Yeah, same.
Like this, I don't know what they're obviously they're working on a vehicle. In the previous art, they're working. It looks probably on the side of a structure of some kind. And the previous art is Imperial officers, and this one looks like, I don't know, it's more like a rebel uniform, but it's still I think Imperials. It's still Imperials. So interesting that they on both of these arts they chose to feature the villain side of the faction, even though it's a neutral card. They said they did it for Mike.
Yeah,
they knew.
Pretty much.
They knew. So I'm happy. I'm happy this guy's back. Tech team, like you said, I think the new use is going to be droids, and you're right. I think Afra, there's some really great potential there, especially Grievous coming in play as well. Grievous Afra could be the start of a 3 or 4 wide team that's very interesting. We'll see. I'm excited about that idea though.
Yeah.
And the other one from Empire at War we know of so far, Truce. Which is the 0 resource cost yellow event neutral ambush. Each player gains 1 resource.
I don't I don't know. I've just never liked this card. I mostly got it played against me. And that gain 1 resource and then do another action, it just hurts. Especially when you think you have like the game state under control, and then someone drops this and is able to play something big on you. Yeah, it's a great card though. And again, I see why it's reprinted.
I mean, it's got the same feel as bait and switch, right? It's got this like, okay, I'm going to play this, I'm going to get something, and now I'm going to do something bad to you because I got the one thing I needed. And it is giving your opponent a resource as well, but hopefully the benefit outweighs what that does to you.
Again, though, this is another card to fit real nicely into Afro deck. Real nice.
The art, I'm fascinated with the art because they chose to do kind of a realistic portrayal of Ahsoka rescuing Jabba's son, which is like the Clone Wars movie, the plot line of the Clone Wars movie, which I didn't think they'd go there, but they did. It's kind of funny in a way.
And the picture of his son just looks like a giant booger, like on a bone. Like I just don't understand. I'll give it to him. The art is blurry because it's a screenshot, but
right.
I don't know.
Oh, that makes sense. But how could you not? I don't know. How could they? They don't have they have connections for Disney licenses. They couldn't get around a screenshot. Like,
I'm saying it's blurry on our end because we grabbed it from.
Oh! I was like, okay, never mind.
No,
I don't have the images.
This definitely never happened right here like this.
Gotcha. I'm with you now. My bad.
Again, an interesting, like you said, I don't know. I find it from Empire at War. These are the 2 cards we know of so far. They're getting printed. What do you think's going through their heads that says, "Hey, these 2 cards are staples, and they need to come back. We don't need to get rid of these. We're going to get rid of Force Speed. I hope we're getting rid of Force Speed, but but we need Truce and we need Tech Team in our life." And these are not like these aren't. I don't feel like these are. I mean, maybe Truce is. I don't feel like these are cards that like a casual player is going to just throw into their deck. Like these cards have a purpose and a use.
Yeah, they're definitely not. I mean, they're easy cards to play. It's 0 cost, gain a resource, take another action. Fairly easy, but it fits into a specific slot. It's a good card. Maybe they had a lot of their playtesters not being able to play standard because they wanted to play Truce all the time, or they wanted to play Tech Team all the time. So maybe that's kind of how they decided what their reprints would be.
Fair.
Maybe it's just overall resource generation. Now that they're getting rid of, we assume Chance Cube's out. So they're looking at ways that resource economy is dealt. I mean, the economy game's going to change drastically, but
I don't know. This is turn 1 through resources. It's not bad.
That's the name of the game right now with whatever that Battlefield everybody's playing off of, Thieves Palace. So the next batch, and there's quite a lot of them, are coming from Awakenings, and they range from, I think, the casual to the skilled. I'm actually shocked they're bringing back block and dodge. Of course, the first one here is block. A 2 resource cost event, remove all opponents' dice showing melee damage. We rarely saw that played at top tables in events.
2 resources. Are you kidding me?
And
melee better come back strong if you think this card's going to be played a bunch.
Right.
That's true. Yeah.
And it's not. I thought they were Star Deck exclusives, but they're not. They're actually uncommons. Nope, they're commons. Lies. Blue is common, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think blue is common. Blue is common. I'm going to say blue is common.
I don't understand. These cards are so blah. Like, they're just boring cards. I never played them. They were too expensive.
There was a lot of chat about Crime Lord coming back, but
so block and dodge, you're saying are just blah.
Yeah.
Block and dodge. I think I played dodge more than I played. I had block in early decks that I built. I mean, but that's when it was really just Awakenings. I don't know that they stayed in much longer than that.
They're too, like you said,
because they're too expensive. Yep.
There's much better mitigation.
If your meta is like Vader Raider, like back in the day, you would clearly run block because you're just trying to deal with a bunch of sticks all the time, and then it's worth it for 2 resources. But I mean, nowadays you're getting so much mixed damage and indirect damage that
I would only start considering this if we had like 60 card decks or something, and I needed more mitigation.
Yeah.
Like in a 30 card deck, this will get value engineered out quick.
Yeah,
because no one's going to leave that many dice in the field to make this 2 resource cost worth it.
Yeah.
Once you hit the melee, I mean, they've got to like have some sort of combo where they're rolling in 7 or 8 dice all at once. And they all hit melee, and this is like your saving grace. I don't know. So we have seen that they're actually reprinting a battlefield. Command Center and Lothal, which is an interesting choice. Its claim action is each opponent discards the top 2 cards of their deck.
Interesting. Nice for Mill, but
yeah, and Mill hasn't been using this because Mill tends to be slower, so they tend not to claim their battlefield.
Not to claim.
I don't know.
Well, then it hurts you too. Like, that's the only downside.
It does not. It is worded very poorly.
Each opponent.
It does not. It does not include you.
Enough. Okay.
Yeah, and that's often a common misinterpretation of this card is that it includes yourself, but it's phrased that way for the multiplayer game.
And so they had an opportunity to fix it, and well, maybe they're still thinking. Maybe they think they're going to make multiplayer a thing.
Yeah.
They always think they're going to make multiplayer a thing.
I like this for Mill for sure. But like you said, like you're usually not gonna take your battlefield, or not be able to.
I mean, now with the rise of what is the Yoda Leia mill that's so popular right now? The most recent ones. I mean, maybe that one's fast enough now. It's only 2 characters, and that Command Center Lothal will actually play into it. But they rely on that one where we play an upgrade, you have to discard a card from top of your deck. Right. So that one's actually more effective, I think, because it's more reliable.
Yeah.
To each their own.
Yeah. I don't know.
So going to what Kim said, the next one up here is Crime Lord.
I jumped ahead.
This one shocked me.
I was really surprised to see that come back.
Because this is not in a casual fun deck, yes, I could see Crime Lord being played, but no one's been able to successfully pull this off in a top tier deck.
A long time.
And ever, I don't think.
I've never seen it done. I
mean, you can throw it in a Leia Yoda deck now because you can put villain cards in it. But even then, like the mitigation packages are too good these days to let that special sit on the table long enough or make you gain enough resources to, make it worth doing.
Yeah, 5 resources is a lot of resources, and it seems like it's going to be harder to make resources anyways. So how does this come back? Maybe they have some more resource generation we don't know about.
Do you think? I mean, I this may be a question I have to ask Jeremy someday. Why? Why is Crime Lord still in rotation? Is it because you had this Jabba art that you wanted to reuse and you thought this was the best card for it? Like,
it's not even good Jabba art. Let's be perfectly honest. I like the old art better than the new art.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new one doesn't have Leia, but does feature. Is that Dengar?
Maybe
on the right, kind of.
It looks like his backside.
Yeah. Anyways.
If you had Crime Lord in the past, two sets,
right?
Let's say
I haven't seen it.
I don't see it played at all.
And for those who aren't familiar with Crime Lord, it is a 4 resource upgrade ability, 2 focus, 3 disrupt for $1, 2 shield, 2 resources, special. Played only yellow character only, and the specials are spend 5 resources to choose a character before this round ends. Defeat that character. So it's really taking a hit out on someone, but it's 4 resources to play, 5 resources to trigger the special. It's kind of nuts.
Like, I mean, I will say thematically it works nicely with the bounties that are on. I mean, but otherwise,
I actually would love to see that interplayed somehow.
But
maybe
I don't
that's
know
why
that
they brought up
at all.
Kim. You're a genius. Thematically, it works with bounties. Maybe that's just why they included it. Kim, take it. Take the genius comment.
I'll take it.
Thank you. You're a genius.
I pull rain. It happens once a millennia or so.
And
I don't know. I mean,
who's the strong yellow character that this is going to sit on, or
that's
at least
what I'm
even
wondering.
have long enough to be played? It's still a 4 cost. You still got to get enough resources to get that thing out.
Yeah,
that's the struggle.
Yeah, strong yellow character and resource generation. I mean, maybe Watto. There's some interest around him with his resource generation. I mean, if you're playing purely villains, I mean, you almost have to have Snoke and someone just to create enough resource to make this work. But then you don't have the reliability of hitting specials, unless you put Talzin in there. Now, does that team even make sense? I don't know. Watto, Snoke, Talzin.
There you go. That's the new meta.
That's the new meta.
I like it.
And it doesn't. That's way too many points.
And sure. Matthew Scott chimed in. Maybe they're going to reprint Ace in the Hole, because that was the way that was the when this card was successful. That was how it was successful.
Maybe.
True.
But anyways,
I don't know.
So kind of on the same line as Block and Dodge, they reprinted Defensive Stance, which is a 1 resource hero event that gives Character 2 shields. They replaced the art from Qui-Gon to Ahsoka, and they added flavor text that says the best armor is no match for a keen mind and quick feet.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
shields are much more valuable. Maybe this is a way for us to relook at this card and say, hey, $1 for 2 health. We haven't seen a lot of unblockable. I mean, unblockable is almost like not even a thing anymore.
Makes me sad. I miss Vibrant Knife.
I like this card a lot.
Because it's hero and you're not going to play it, so you're just going to say you like it?
No, 2 shields for $1. I think that's
pretty good bargain.
I think it's a pretty good bargain. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. The next one's Dodge. We talked about this one. 2 resources to remove all opponents' dice showing range damage. So it's coming back instead of a... oh gosh. Why can't I remember Greedo's species? Well, instead of a species like Greedo, what's Greedo's species?
I do not know that one. That is a trivia that I do not know. Blue.
I'll Google it.
Green. Blue, green.
Species. What is Greedo? Oh, not Fritos. That's a different thing. Greedos.
You asking Google?
Yes.
You're going to say I want to kill myself.
That's not nice. About Greedo. Rodian?
A Rodian.
Rodian?
Oh, Rodians. Yes. Instead of a Rodian, it's just like a guy sliding into home base with a blaster.
People also ask, is Greedo Anakin's friend? That's fine.
Cat Daddy, we talked about that last week. That you'd probably see a Block and Dodge if we had a sideboard. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, because then you can meta call it every time.
It's coming. Kim said it here first. It's coming.
It's coming.
I don't think you said it here first. I think we've been saying it.
Shush! I'm gonna take everything I can get.
I'll add it to the document.
Someone said it in the chat before you.
I said it
first.
first.
I just said it first.
I said it like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's funny. The next one's an interesting choice. Draw Attention is coming back. This is a zero cost hero event that allows you to move 2 damage from one of your characters to another one of your characters.
I couldn't think what that card was. Okay.
I'm just happy they replaced the art from Finn to an Ewok on a land speeder. Or
Jason's just gonna frame that card.
I love it, and he's got his lips are flapping in the air.
Oh god!
And two scout troopers stalking him. It's great. That's great.
So we gotta grab that sound bite out of this week's show.
That one.
That one. Add it to my la 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 la, and then we'll be in business.
Right next
to Mike's. Ooh, Mr. Stoke. I've got that somewhere on my drive. Oh man. Anyways,
shoot.
That's funny.
Anywho.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Where were we? Oh, this card.
Besides the art, how do you feel about the card?
Oh. I don't think we've seen a lot of draw attention. Like this is another one of those cards that's not seen a lot of play. And I don't necessarily think it's a very casual card either. I think it's a very, like, you've got to have a reason to want to do this.
I'd use it in draft.
Use it in draft. That's a good idea. And we didn't draft with Awakening. So, now this card can come up in a draft situation. I mean, if you've got like a big little pairing, right, and you've got this big character that they're going to go after, and this can move that damage to the little one, it's kind of like Guardian in a way. I don't know. 2 damage seems not important anymore, but it really is, I guess.
If you have a character that you can keep behind a bunch of shields, then you can just keep sliding this damage behind it and not really be worried about it because they're just popping shields.
That's actually really smart.
It would be, like a Guardian situation, basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
And you can keep a character alive that is resource generating for you or something like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe these cards are built in here in such a way that says, hey, let's make sure everybody remember they exist and give them some new life.
Yeah, maybe.
Because sometimes we just, we get so used to the newer cards that we forget the older ones existed. Is there a better thing than draw attention? I don't know. I guess it depends on what you're using it for. We haven't seen a lot of big littles, though I could see, a Vader. Well, it's a hero, so never mind. We haven't seen a lot of big little hero pairings for sure come into play. It's all been middles or like 3 or 4 wides. So, so far we know of 1 character getting reprinted. Of course, that's the First Order Stormtrooper.
I'm actually happy about this
because that has 2 blanks, and you can use a plot that makes it worth.
I'm gonna make God, I want that to work. But I also want Gungans to work, and that failed miserably. So,
but not for everybody. Someone made it work, right? It wasn't
for me. Oh no, Steven from Team Covenant made it rock and roll, man, and then I did not. So. Hey, you have to roll blanks. Okay, nope, can't roll blanks.
I think it's a good cost.
I think it's a good one to bring back.
Yeah, good value for the costs.
I think so.
50% damage sides and a resource, so it's not bad. And you can use it for like guardianing or something like that, where you can slide the damage over and have the little go out before your big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mind Stormtroopers previously. I thought they were nice characters to kind of pad a deck with a little bit, just to extra squishy.
If we see like a strong blue Elite 16 character, a double Stormtrooper would be really good. A 3-wide would be real nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
that's where I saw it a lot, was 3-wide. Yeah.
Yeah, Stormtroopers always fit nicely. There's something about that point value, and I'm guessing they were trying to design a 7 or 8 point character and said, "Hey, this is just as good. Why not just bring it back?"
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out and buy all the Stormtroopers. That's what I'm gonna do.
Do it.
All the troopers.
And of course these you can use your old ones if you've got old ones, and as long as they've been reprinted, the card text is the same. There's no reason you can't. Think of it as an alternate art. Yeah, so no need. Like if you got a bunch of Stormtroopers and you can't find the ones you need.
Have they said that? Is that casual, or is it like, will they allow it in tournament play? I'm guessing no.
I think they've said it. I'll have to go look in the rules reference, but I'm pretty sure they should. That's every other card game has.
I feel like I think you're right. I feel like, but I don't recall what it was.
Yeah, for sure.
I would take Guardian on a. I'd take Guardian on a Stormtrooper.
Yeah, for sure. Stormtrooper,
but
Guardian.
Yeah, that would be good.
Frontline grunts. It would be thematic.
I'm very glad they reprinted Flank. I think that's a key removal card, especially for those 3 or 4 wide decks. Play only 1 resource. Play only if you have more ready characters than opponent. Move 1 of that opponent's dice. So no restriction on what die you're removing. You just have to have more ready characters. And so this is a great early turn removal. First or second turn of a round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sucks when you think you're doing good and you got first rollout and then they pop a flank right off the bat and take out your big die.
Yeah, so I'm glad this one came back. It's good, cheap removal, and really works well in those types of games. And this is actually probably, Kat said it too in the chat. This is probably the first card of all the reprints we've talked about that is like staple. I feel like this is like key to Destiny. Glad to have it, and glad it's not going anywhere.
Yep, agreed.
What? Oh.
Isolation's kind of another one like that for your blue villains.
Yeah.
I don't know if you feel that way, Mike. You're more the blue villain player. One resource, blue villain event, spot a blue character to remove a character die.
Yeah, it's a great card. It's a staple, especially when you're playing like mono blue. Play a ton of this. A lot of the times, though, it gets knocked down to a single copy, but I still always play at least one copy.
Mm-hmm.
It's good value. A character die is usually one of the dies you're trying to get rid of anyways. They're usually one of the heavier die. So isolation works good, and you're always gonna have blue characters in a mono blue deck.
Yeah, I feel like I used that one a lot too. Anytime I built, if it was a blue deck, I would use it.
Yeah.
They are reprinting Lightsaber, an upgrade weapon. Again, it's going to be a starter deck only card.
Did you move your microphone again?
No, that was me being unhappy with this choice.
Not happy about this one.
3 resources to play, 3 melee for $1, 2 modified melee, 1 shield, 1 resource. A special on a blank. Special deal 2 unblockable damage to a character, and it does have redeploy. Neutral.
The only thing I can think of is deal 2 unblockable damage. They're trying to get more unblockable damage back in.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of.
But we lost a lot of reasonably cost lightsabers with the rotation, or we're losing a lot, right? Like I see,
costers. Yes, we are.
But 2 cost.
Like I say, there were some better ones that you could have chosen. I mean, you brought Ahsoka back. You couldn't bring Ahsoka's lightsaber back. I don't know. I do agree. Like there were better. There were
Shadow Saber.
Yeah, there was. I would have liked to have seen something different if they were going to bring me back a 2-cost lightsaber.
Yeah, bring back Shoto. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is. I don't like this card as a reprint. The art's pretty good.
So, there you go.
There you go.
No more opinion on that card.
No more opinion on that card.
Moving right along.
Probe, red 0-cost villain event. I was staring at this card because I'm admiring a very interesting choice in grammatics with the reprint. The original reads, look at 2 random cards in an opponent's hand and discard any of those cards that are events. The reprint, look at 2 random cards in an opponent's hand and discard each of those cards that is an event. There's no difference in that. But
for Pete's sake.
Any and each is the only.
They made it way more confusing sounding.
Yes. And discard each of those cards that is an event. Is that even proper?
No.
And discard each of those cards that is an event.
Shouldn't it be that are an event?
Each of those cards that is an event. I'm so confused.
I don't know. There's a reason I'm not an English major.
So the is an event and are an event should be switched on these cards. Is basically how it reads to me.
Yep.
Interesting. Well, there you go. But Probe, I think Probe's the standard. Probe's been a staple in a lot of decks recently. It's great. You can get rid of 2 events, which is awesome. Most likely your opponent is holding on to events in their hand, especially if you get down to the last couple cards in their hand and they're waiting for something to happen. You can 0 cost to get rid of up to 2 cards in their hand is incredible. I don't think we haven't discovered the power of this card till like the last block. This card was not valued during Awakenings, I don't think, nearly as much as it was when it came to Empire at War and even more so in Legacies and Beyond.
Yeah, I saw it a lot locally.
Mm-hmm.
But that was just honestly that was locally. I saw it more often than out and about.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm glad it's back. Interesting. The change of art goes from a physical probe to like people actually probing things, which is probably more appropriate for the text of the card.
I like the original art better, I think.
Fair enough.
I don't know why.
Yes. Again, another staple in this game, the best defense is returning. So everybody who has their spot gloss, not their spot gloss, their promo to best defense from the first store championships from 3 years ago.
Oh, I have several of those.
I have so many.
You can keep using those because I think out of the three, those are the best art. But this is the one resource villain event. Deal one of your red characters 3 damage to remove up to 2 of an opponent's dice. And I feel like maybe by reprinting this, they felt like they had to reprint the Stormtrooper because he was always the target of that.
That's true. I got this card used against me so often. So often.
I've played this card 1,000,000 times. I love this card a lot.
I think that's one of those auto includes in a red deck for... Like, this will see tons of play.
Yeah,
Yep.
Of course it will. And we all originally, I think, like when we first saw it, like way back in the day, we were like, man, this stinks. 3 damage. And now you're like, the power of removing 2 dice is pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you can actually make that to be a positive damage swing for you. You take 3 damage instead of them putting, 5 or 6 into your other characters.
Yeah, it's totally worth it. I've had some big stuff shut down with this card.
I think this is an interesting choice. Unpredictable. I like the color in the new art.
I like that card.
You do?
I've always liked that card. I've always liked Unpredictable. I played it a lot. That does not mean I'm correct, but
0 neutral event, 0 cost neutral event, ambush, reroll a die. Yours or an opponent's, of course.
That's why I like it.
Clarification.
I reroll a die.
The art's better.
The art is much better. That's very true. The old art was a little rough.
Yeah. The old art with a Rhodian throwing a rock at an Imperial officer, and this one's like people actually like running from danger, and jumping and like to their near.
The stormtroopers aren't going to hit him anyway. We all know they can't shoot anything.
No, they don't hit anything.
So it's nice to be able to re-roll the die, and then you have the ambush to give you that extra turn. So yeah, I can see this getting some use still. 0 cost is definitely attractive for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I liked it. Reroll a die, you get ambush, and it's 0 cost. Like that's good value right there.
Mm-hmm. And last but not least, as far as the reprints that we know from this set that are from past sets, is the 1 resource cost, use the Force, a neutral event that says spot a blue character to turn a die to any side. And this is a card that it fell out of play, I think, after Spirit of Rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
It's
not that bad of a card.
If it had ambush, it'd be much better, but
yeah.
You're turning a die to any side, then you're giving your opponent 1 turn to mitigate it before you actually can use it for what you want to turn it to.
It's definitely a forgotten card, that's for sure.
Not anymore. Now it's got a bearded Jedi on it with a purple lightsaber, and it's not Mace Windu. Call up Samuel L. Jackson. They violated his contract.
So the art is better. I wouldn't say the art is good. It's just better what they had from before.
Yeah.
It's just a weird... Like, I feel like this dude that's the Jedi is going to do the... You know, the dude that sprinkles the salt off his arm onto the piece of meat? He looks like that guy. Like, just staring deeply into your eyes. Like, I feel very creeped out by this. Like, we gotta talk about a different card because it just is looking real weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is the list so far. There may be more. I mean, we still only know about 65-70% of the set, if I'm not mistaken. So there may be some more cards being reprinted coming into play. Who knows? Some of these are great. Out of this entire list that we talked about, favorite reprint so far you've seen, Kim?
I'm gonna say, First Order Stormtrooper or Unpredictable are probably the 2 most likely that I'm going to use.
Can't say 2.
I did.
She broke the rules.
I break all the rules.
Mike? What you think?
I'm gonna go best defense.
Yeah, I figured you would.
I'm sure you know what I'm going to say.
Truce.
No, wrong.
Unpredictable.
No, because I've never played that card. I'm really excited about Tech Team coming back.
Hey, where'd we go?
That's such a good card.
Yeah. So
what?
I'm watching the stream and we're not on it.
That's funny.
Just
I don't
FYI.
know what you're looking at.
I just the globe spinning. The pictures went away, and so did we.
We're fine, Kim.
All right.
Yeah, it's fine on my end.
I don't know what's wrong with your phone.
For the record, zoom in, and you could totally see it there. Hey, thanks, Kat. I'm glad that I didn't go anywhere. It was gone. I swear to God, it's on there.
That's so strange. So let's jump into our question for the week.
Question of the week.
There can be no mistakes this time.
What do you hope from a holocron for the Infinite format?
This had very little participation.
It did. I think it's like I don't know. Sometimes people like getting up there and really getting angry about it. So I figured it was gonna go one way or the other. James hits that one actually will exist, which I think is probably echoed a bit throughout the community.
Oh yeah.
He then mentioned, barring that, I would like to see massive point cost reductions across the board on some of those unplayed characters. IG88, he thinks he should be shaved by 4 points, and Bay's Chariot needs to be paired at 30.
Oh, that'd be fun if you could play both at Elite without penalty.
Yes. That was a pairing I wanted. It didn't work so great.
Yeah.
And that's massive point cost reduction. It doesn't seem likely, to be perfectly honest. I don't think they'll do that.
They'll just reprint them later.
Yeah, maybe it's going to be higher. Maybe you'll be able to play more than 30 points or something like that.
That could be interesting. And not. Yeah. Talk about Wild Wild West of Destiny.
I know. 60 cards and 40 points.
You think they change all the rules like that? Do you go that drastic with Infinite? I mean, that'd be cool. I'd be down for that. Yeah. The card pool is certainly larger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would definitely be more interesting.
Yeah, and then Robin Tabichi, echoed that. He just said point reductions on old characters. That's really what people seem to be asking for, which is interesting because every time everybody seems to be on the same thought pattern for something, it actually does tend to come true in some form or fashion. Yeah. So I'm interested to see if this is actually going to be a thing with Infinite, or they're going to just ignore it altogether and say, have fun, go to town.
Yeah, I think getting a holocron first is step one.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it'll drop when Convergence drops. That's everybody's wish. But anyways, so that wraps up another week of Chance Cube here. Yep, yes it does. Yes,
it does.
Yes, everybody's shaking their heads, nodding. Yes, that's the end. Of course, thanks everyone for listening, watching, following, and all the things. If you're watching on Twitch, we certainly would love sub. If you've got a free sub, being an Amazon Prime member, we'd love for you to use it here if you don't mind. Help support the content that we continue to create, not only as podcasts, but upcoming streams that we have planned as well when it comes to live gameplay. And if you're watching this via YouTube, hit subscribe, hit the bell to notify when new things happen.
Ding, it's over somewhere.
And if, you old school people who are still listening to this via audio podcast, an Apple iTunes review is always appreciated. So thank you very much. Join us next week where we will talk about some things, and including answering your questions, reading your answers. Oh boy, this is hard. It's not like I've done this 122 times.
Complicated.
Reading your answers to the following question, head over to our Facebook page, pinned to the top. You know what happened this week? I wrote in the script, I'm not creative enough this week. Please write something. I don't know who that was directed to, but Matthew Scott.
Matt did it.
Matthew Scott took liberty Matthew Scott, our social media guru, said, I'm just going to make up one for you. So answer, which reprinted cards is going straight from your infinite binder into most of your standard decks? And we'll talk about that next week.
Nice.
Till then, bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all. This has been The Chance Cube, a Star Wars Destiny podcast, a non-profit organization dedicated to building community through gaming. Visit our website for all things Star Wars Destiny, including our price watch, meta tracker, and latest articles from the Chance Cube family. Find our latest videos on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and visit us at patreon.com/thechancecube. Your patronage allows us to grow this program and help us give back to the gaming community by sponsoring events, giveaways, and supporting our own community building initiatives. This is Mike Hill, the voice of the Chance Cube. Thanks for listening. The Chance Cube is not affiliated with Fantasy Flight Games, Lucasfilms, or the Walt Disney Company.